Dan, it's time to welcome everyone back to a new and exciting episode of the Woodhounds.
Yes, here we are. And there you are, listening to the number one firewood podcast in the world.
Yeah. And my ears are still working despite both of them frostbit and falling off the side of my head.
Yeah, you made it through that cold, and there's more cold on the way.
Yeah, I saw that we're not going to have above freezing temps for like 2.5 weeks now. But it's like we're in minus category right now. It is cold out.
Yes, well, welcome to the party. We've been below zero, double digit below zero for, I think, 4 days, 5 days now.
Yeah. Well, it makes me fortunate for one thing, and it is the one objective truth in this world.
And what's that?
Yeah, my truck has the hottest heater in the United States. Oh,
Really?
oh my gosh, yeah. It will literally smoke you out before you get to the end of my road.
Wow, well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Not my other truck, though. Yeah. I don't know which one I'm in half the time because I got 3 of them. All their dashboards look pretty much the same, especially at night. But on cold days, it doesn't take much to realize which truck you're driving. The one, you're shivering. And the other one, you got the windows down.
I got in the wrong truck. Dang it.
Yeah. So, Dan, we have been doing this podcast now. We're getting in almost to our 4th year or 5th year, something like that. They all run together.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we do is we invite all of our listeners to send us an email, let us know what's on your mind. And someone took us up on that. We got an email that we both talked about it, and we thought, you know what? Let's put this out there. Let's answer his questions.
Yes.
Give him our opinions.
Last week we had somebody email in a topic, and then we, following up this week, we had another email come in that we thought, you know what? He was kind of wanting our feedback, I think, from what I gathered in the email. And so I think it'd make for a good little discussion.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So are you ready?
We can do it in a positive fashion. We don't have to throw rocks at anyone, which is not our style anyways. But we'll give it a try here, huh? Go ahead and
let's see.
Go ahead and read the email, or just paraphrase it, I guess.
This email is from Alex. And he did mention that he's followed the podcast for a while. So he enjoys the podcast, which we always like hearing.
He's Great got way that going for him.
Yeah. If you're going to send an email, that's the way to start it off. Right? So he has been tossing around the idea of expanding his firewood business. Currently, he sells by the cord, and he's thinking about getting into selling smaller quantities and bundle wood. But he's looking at kind of possibly like partnering with other local businesses to maybe tie into what they have going on and kind of offer as an add-on to their business. He cites an example of a local farm that sends out like farm boxes with like produce.
Yeah.
And so he mentioned possibly partnering and collaborating with something like that. And just wanting to know kind of like your thoughts on moving into that part of, the bundle business and smaller quantities.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is a style of commerce with these smaller organic farms or hobby farms where they sell these subscriptions. So each week, whatever's in season goes into the box and it's shipped out to the people that have bought these subscriptions. And so he's looking at maybe piggybacking firewood sales onto that, right?
Yes, that's what I picked up from it.
So my knee-jerk reaction is um, I think one of the things, and he's probably already learned this, is that selling firewood is easy. Maybe he is trying to get into a market that he has not tapped yet. And he sees that perhaps these customers that are getting into these subscription based produce agreements would be the more likely to buy. And he's talking like subscription based bundles too, isn't he?
I think so. I think he's wanting to piggyback on to those uh, farm produce boxes.
Uh
So
huh.
like when they deliver them out, they, he wants to also have like a bundle of firewood along with it.
Yeah. I think it's reasonable for him to think that there's a synergy, huh? There's an HR term for you to like
Yeah,
build upon. If I don't know, he only knows what kind of relationship he has with this group. I am just one of the types that thinks that that complicates your business and that you can probably do it yourself. Don't sell yourself short here. Um, I think it's reasonable to think that a person that buys that type of produce would also buy a subscription based firewood bundles. Maybe, maybe not. I would think if, and he does have a website,
yes.
I would think that he could probably do it on his own. Maybe he's not comfortable doing that. I'm just saying, I don't know what your agreement is with these people. If you're comfortable working with them, if they are comfortable working with you, then go for it. But I would think you could do it on your own. I don't think you need anyone's help.
I would agree. And I would add to that one key variable. You would have to find out if the people receiving these produce boxes have, number one, a fireplace or a fire pit, or if they burn firewood to start with. So
Yeah,
that I mean, if this farm is sending out, say, 50 boxes and only a few of them want firewood or have like a fire pit in their backyard or burn recreationally, then to your point, you can just do that on your own.
yeah. Especially with a website. You make a good point. So I don't know if I'm overgeneralizing here, but I don't know, maybe people that get into this style of buying, subscription based produce, are they townhome people? Are they retirees? Do they live in the house that they grew up in, or did they downsize, and do they actually have fireplaces,
Yes.
Maybe there's not a correlation there. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know. If that's the case, I would tell him to check that area out before he would go forward. But I mean, you got a website. So he did not give the address to his website, but I did some research and I think I found it. And I mean, this is where some unsolicited advice here too, because I got harsh feedback from when I first put together my first website. I got some harsh feedback. I didn't like it, but the person was totally right, and I've since adopted it. Too much words, too many words, and paragraphs turn people off. Websites need to be short and sweet with flashy buttons and a very simple 3 bullet point kind of a thing. A 3-page website is all you need. The website that I saw was too busy, Dan. It was too busy, just had too much words, too much description, and the font, everything was just too small. I would change all of that if you're looking to get into something like this. I would have a website that, if it's like Dan and Joe's Firewood, the landing page is bam, subscription based firewood, 6 bundles a week for X. Click here,
Yep.
and then that takes you right to the purchase page, and then you're done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You saw the website too.
Yes.
You're more
And
of a computer nerd than I am. I'm a very practical person though. And that's where my critique is coming from. What do you think?
I would agree. Same thing along your lines of thought. And the other thing I think, he had mentioned, the comparing like the local gas stations that sell the bundles. And so I think he also kind of wants to tap into that where people don't have to go get the bundles. And, so like he wants to capture that market. And, maybe your website doesn't need to be your predominant, I guess, landing page or funnel. So maybe you can just, where you go around on your Facebook marketplace where you deliver cordwood, you can just find people that maybe just want a couple bundles delivered every 2 weeks or every month. I don't know.
Yeah.
But with your website, to Joe's point, I think you need to get right to it, throw out there what you have, and then just decide like what options you want to provide. Like
Yeah.
my subscription thing, I have every month or every other month, and I actually have had customers that want an option more often than once a month because I had a lady that signed up, she got her first box, and it was delivered on a Friday, and she was emailing me on Sunday. And she's like, I didn't know how much fun this was going to be. How
Oh
soon
my
can I get
gosh.
another box?
Yeah.
So, it might be a matter of not only just establishing through your website your customer base, but then having that, like being able for customers to just text you, or you set up a chat bot that they can go to and let you know when they want more bundles.
Yeah. Dan, correct me if I am wrong here. Okay. So the email, it was a pretty lengthy email. And I understood, I was picking up on an attitude or a theme of Alex. Alex seems to have his head on straight. He has a vision and he knows what he wants to do, but he wants to talk to us. He's like, was he looking for, an affirmation, from us to say, yeah, this is a great idea to go for it? Am I out of line saying this? Did you notice that or not?
I picked up a little bit on that. I mean, when you do read through the email, he lays out his whole vision and his whole plan and everything. And it's almost like, yeah, just you've got it. Just start,
Yes.
do it. Go ahead.
Yes. When I read it, after I read it, I was thinking, well, why does he even send us the, I mean, I'm grateful that he sent us an email, but I'm just being practical here. It sounds like, Alex, you didn't need to even send that to us. You already know what you want to do. My advice to you is go and get started. The best day to have started this was yesterday, you know? And Dan and I were talking about this, not about Alex, but just in general. Isn't there there's something about starting a new endeavor? And I've said this before, where people want to talk to me and get my opinions on all this stuff. But when you talk to them, they don't need your opinion. They already know what they need to do. And what is not happening is they haven't started it. They haven't taken the plunge. They haven't gone for it.
Right. Yes, totally agree. There's there's like this sense of, I just want to make sure. I just need that one extra little vote of confidence to get going.
Yeah.
And from what I
Oh,
read, I mean, I think his idea is spot on. I would start
yeah.
exactly where you mentioned the partnering up with the farm. But again, to your point, you might not need to do that. Um, you know, getting those customers and then making it easy for them to let you know when they need another bundle of wood. Because, you might not want to have like every week you deliver a bundle. You might want to let people know, I will be delivering on every other Tuesday or Thursday or something like that. You kind of figure it out, but you're
Yeah.
just going to have to do that by getting started.
Yeah. He could have online payments and
Yes.
he just drops off 5 or 6 bundles at their doorstep. They don't even have to be at home. And the wood's there waiting for them when they get home. And it's just clean and easy and done. And that would
Right.
be my message to Alex. Bud, get it going, get it started, and don't stop. And don't ask for people's advice. It clearly sounds to me you don't need it. It sounds like he already knows what's going on. Uh, eh, what I have learned in life, Dan, okay, If you're an adult, if you can balance a checkbook, you you do not wait for anyone's blessing. You don't wait for the nod. you, you don't you don't stay in your lane.
No.
If you get anyone that says these kind of comments to you, it is all about them. It's not about you. Their advice means nothing. Just go. Get started and don't stop. It's all on you. And you don't ask for permission or anything. I think you just go for it. And it sounds like he's got it ready to go. And there's nothing holding you back except yourself. And you'll never know if it's going to work until you do it. Go.
Yep. And just get that first customer, and
Yeah.
then word will spread. Because he also mentioned like possibly going to like a couple local businesses and having them. He already went to them. He has their support for like putting up flyers and business cards and all of that. And
Yeah.
yeah, just get the word out there and figure out what's going to work, because obviously you don't want to have, I know it is one of those things where you kind of will need to set some guardrails, because you don't want to end up having to deliver like 2 bundles every day of the week, you know.
Yeah.
So you want to figure out like what day you want to deliver it, and then to your point, get a reoccurring payment set up where online it just automatically bills them, and you know that the third Thursday of every month you're out dropping off bundles all day long.
Yeah. And that gets into that whole planning thing, with you could plan all you want, but the moment you get started, everything's going to get blown up.
Yep.
And I think the best thing is just have a general framework, a general idea what you can do, how you can provide a service to a customer, and go for it. And then the moment something changes or you get hit with your first blind spot, you adjust, you change, you adapt, whatever you need to do, and then your service becomes yours. You become unique, you become an exception in the marketplace, and you become desirable. And you've done that all on your own. And there's nothing holding you back, bud. Let's go.
That's right. And think about little things like you mentioned that will set you apart, make you unique. Like one thing I've thought about, if I were to do bundles, wrapped bundles, I know it's always good to have logo, your label on, the outside where you can see it, but I would put a little tiny flyer in the very bottom of a reminder, in this case to like reorder. So when they
Yeah.
get down to the bottom of their bundle, that's when they see the little QR code that they scan with their phone. That, like I said, you can set up, use Chat GPT, set up a chat bot, boom, they're back
Yeah.
to your site. Like little things like that. Like, when do you want to remind people to reorder your bundles? It's not when they open it, it's when they're out of it.
Yeah. That was mine when I first started the idea of Ohio Wood Burner, delivering firewood. That was what I was going to do, was subscription based bundles delivery to townhomes, because we got a lot of those communities around here. And then I found out that style of firewood was marketable to other areas, and I was making even more money delivering to restaurants. So I pivoted, and I never did go back to that subscription based stuff. But I
Yeah,
think it's exciting. I think it'd be fun. I think it's something that you should try, and then you should get going. Heck yeah.
definitely. And if you
And then,
think it
yeah,
won't work, it will.
yeah, totally. And then get it going. And then what I would tell Alex is I would drive down to the local drugstore and I would buy 2 bottles of Tylenol. And then I would come home and I would remove the cap from both. And then I would pull out the big cotton balls out of each one. And I would shove one of those cotton balls in each ear hole. And I would leave them in there. And I would not listen to anyone telling you that you're doing it wrong, that you're not staying in your lane, that you got to do it like me, or you don't know what you're doing, or you're charging too much, you're ripping people off. You won't hear any of that. And you will continue to serve your market and you will have a Merry Christmas.
And you'll have 2 open bottles of Tylenol.
And then you think, what the heck? I got this cotton in my ears for.
I didn't know where that was going.
Yeah. I did that one presentation to the over 50 career summit. And the guy asked me, it was the question and answer section. He's asked me, what's my advice, for like young entrepreneurs? And I was like, wish that you had hearing aids so that you can turn them off. So you just don't listen to people, because there are a lot of people out there that'll do anything they can to tear you down. Just
Yeah,
ignore them. Yeah,
and that's usually a sign that you're onto something.
I think so.
I mean, when I started the mini firewood, I received all kinds of feedback of how it would not work. It's not practical. Nobody wants
Yeah,
to buy little wood that they can just go out in the yard and pick up some sticks.
yeah,
And that's like, all right, I'm on to it now.
uh-huh. Yeah, if you're going to be different, you got to be ready. That's why I got different level of respect for these people back in high school that had the blue hair, stuff. I never had. My old man would have ran my head through the wall, but I mean, these people that want to be different, they got to put up with a lot of stuff too, because they're different and everyone looks at them different and they treat them different and you're different. And if you want to buck the trend of firewood, I mean, there are people out there that would literally post a video on YouTube reminding you that you can sell firewood just the way everyone else does it. There are
Yeah,
people out there that will do that. And I'm telling you, being different is great. It's innovative, it's exciting, and it brings value to a market that is either underrepresented or not represented in your neighborhood.
right. And I do like the way he's thinking already with partnering with the farm stand or the
Uh-huh.
farm box. Because, I mean, and even if it's not a matter of including bundles with that, just including something to get your name out there and your service out there, maybe throw in a postcard
Yeah.
flyer, something. But I like that he's thinking along those lines of collaboration and partnering.
Yeah, I like it more that it's inspiring him to see that there could be a market to sell firewood that way. I am still dubious of letting someone else in on what you got going on. I don't know. Because then if he is just supplying the wood to that farm stand people, then you're at wholesale, and I think you're leaving too much money on the table. I think, and he sounds smart enough. I mean, what the heck? He's got a website. Direct everything towards that market and go.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
subscription based bundle sales. Um, yeah, I think that's great, because there's a lot of people out there that don't and can't have a lot of firewood around their place, but they want a fire, and they don't want to drive out to the grocery store and put 4 or 5 bundles in their cart and push it out to the car in the middle of the winter. But they would love to have it dropped off at their front porch.
Totally agree. That's the big thing is people we have gotten into that service. Like they don't want to go get it. They want it brought to them.
Yeah.
And obviously in his area, if people are having I was just skimming through the email again, and it's not only the farm boxes, but there's also a local brewery that also does, I guess, kind of the same thing. Like they put all these bundle packets together, and people pick them up at one spot or something. So
Uh-huh.
it sounds like there's definitely opportunity available.
It sounds like he does live in an area where there's a lot of consumers that are used to that type of service.
Yep.
It would be one thing to live in, I don't know, just any town USA and start this, and a lot of people don't know what in the heck it is. But some of these areas that have these customers that want this organic produce mailed to them in a box once a week, the excitement of seeing what's in there, kind of a thing. They're used to it, and then I see it working.
I do too. The other thing is if you find out not a lot of people have fire pits in their backyard, start selling the fire pits.
Yeah.
And then the firewood.
Yeah. I got this idea of selling mini firewood. I think I might try that out.
Make them your customers. Give them a
Yeah.
fire pit and make them buy bundles for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
All
right.
So there you go, Alex.
Yeah. Alex, I hope that was helpful. But I mean, in short summary here, Alex, you already know what you got to do. You got it going on, and now get it started. And don't look back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Send us an email 1 year from today with your what's going on. Keep us updated. Keep us posted.
I don't know. Maybe he should wait for the nod, though, Dan. God.
Oh, get out of your lane.
Yeah. Are you the type of person? I know people that are like this. You know, you learn this when you're a manager. There are certain people out there to motivate them. All you got to do is tell them, you know, Dan, there is no way you could ever dig that hole in 1 hour. I don't think it's possible for you to do it. You know, and there are people that will just chew a hole through you to prove that they can. Yep. You know, that's all it takes is for someone to say, I don't think you can do that. Yep. Oh, yeah. Watch this. Yeah. But I'm kind of like that, though. I don't like people telling me what to do. I had to put up with that long enough working in the corporate world. And I like being different now. I like doing my own thing, and I like people telling me that I'm doing it wrong. I wear that like a badge. It's a great feeling.
It usually means you're doing it right.
Yeah. Well, it means that it doesn't matter what you think. You know?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Or what anyone else thinks. Who cares what anyone thinks?
Yeah. The way I see it is, will that person be around when I can't make my house payment? And the answer is no. So then why should I care about what they're saying now?
Right.
I'll take care of it myself. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, now that Alex has gotten our feedback from his email,
yeah,
maybe the band is ready to strike up.
To be stricken.
Stricken.
Yeah. All right, Dan, let's strike up the band.
Boom. Band activated.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in once again to the Woodhounds. We'll be back here next week on your favorite streaming service, Wednesday morning at 5 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, and if you wouldn't mind giving us a review on your streaming service, it does help with those algorithm things that you hear about. And Dan, let's tell everyone out there to don't wait
for the nod
and stay in your own
lane
of choice. And have
a great day.